Hey guys, it's me, Laura, and today we are doing Natashas. Woohoo! Anyway, here I am showing you how to create them from scratch. So I am cutting up my clay, just into little tiny pieces and everything. You can tell too, and just different colors. You could tell too, the camera shakes a little bit. This is a wonderful technique for, how do I put this? I love Zentangling. And it's a nice way to take out your frustrations from the day. So you can really just, okay, I can't stand this. And when you're chopping it up, just take that frustration out into the clay. It's a wonderful way to release that energy without you hurting anything. So this is one way in which I do that. It's very therapeutic, if you will. Also, I am doing this from scratch. So these are so I'm taking some blue, some turquoise, some white. I'll be using a little purple, some gold, a little yellow, black, white, just putting it all together into one big giant wad. And you're just mixing it all in. This is from scratch. This is also, I would say, this technique is great for scrap clay. And in the later portions of this video, that is exactly what I will be using. So if you have a lot of excess clay from prior projects, this technique is one of the perfect ways to use it up. It is also why there is no need to throw away clay at all, because Natashas are just, and this is true, just one way or one method of using up that excess clay and still giving you some great results with new pieces you can create. Okay, so now that we have all those chopped colors done up into a wad, you're going to take your acrylic roller and you're just going to roll it on all four sides, creating this square log piece. You're going to take your blade, and then on one side here, I just went ahead and sliced in once, slice in another time, take those two pieces and mesh it up together, and you have your Natasha image. So after creating that Natasha, I wanted to give you another way of being able to polish this up into a domed look. Right here, you're seeing me, and I put a piece of film. This is the plastic piece from a cereal box over my clay, and then I'm cutting it with the circle cutter right into it. This helps give you this domed type look of a Natasha. So when you cut it, you get a nice bezeled, it's rounded. It's gonna be really, really nice in that regard. So I used that, and then I thought this would be really fun to show what some of the other plastics might do. So I did that one. That was with the cereal box piece of plastic, from the bag. And now we're going to do another one and move this other one out of the way. Let's go ahead and make another piece. And we're going to go ahead and cut that in half. Bring that together, and there's your second Natasha. And then what I like to do is I'm just kind of taking my rolling pin and I flatten the hump in the back and just kind of roll it flat a little bit. There we go. And just kind of, you do that a little bit back and forth, helping it to be a nice flat piece. And I'm just kind of making sure that cutter sits on there well. Now, this is from the piece of plastic recycled bag. And the reason why I'm doing this, where I wanted to show you the different plastics, was because I wanted to show you also a little bit of their durability. So if you wanted to go ahead, frankly, the cereal bag plastic was wonderful. It worked great. It was fairly tough, and it made that nice, puffy, rounded dome for me very easily. So I did notice after I looked at the plastic bag piece that it did tear a little bit. The one from the cereal box did not tear at all. In fact, it looked like it could go through 2, 3, 4, 5 more times. But the plastic bag one did tear a little bit. All right, so now we're going to make the next Natasha. Put that together. And I'm using my scrap clay here. And then we're going to roll it on the back. Lift that up with my blade. Again, roll it again if I need. Yeah. And that way then it'll kind of adhere real good. And this time we're going to go ahead and use a Deli Sheet. Just kind of see if that'll work, and then just press right down. Now I do like the Deli Sheet better than the plastic bag because you can see through it a lot better to see where your image is. And like the plastic bag, it also had a bit of a tear in it. Okay, so here we're going to create our fourth Natasha image. And look at there. Now, you might notice as I'm rolling the back here, I didn't quite cut that in half. I kind of want to skew a little bit. You can kind of tell right there by the seam. So, no big deal. You just keep rolling that out until it widens a little bit, and you can still get the image centered in your cutter. With this piece, I'm going to use Saran wrap to cut my image, and I can tell you right here, right now, it was not my favorite. When I've done this before, and it worked out here, but I've had it where the Saran wrap has not come away from the clay, and I had to practically dig it off of the clay because it just stuck so badly. And I had a big old hole in the middle of the Saran wrap. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and just try something a little bit fun with this by creating a Natasha and cutting it with a heart cutter. So I created my Natasha here, and we'll lay that down. And with my acrylic roller, again, we're just going to go ahead and flatten the back side so it's nice and flush. And I've decided I'm going to go ahead and use my Deli Sheet yet again. And I have a heart cutter. It's just a little plastic one. And again, we're centering it over that. And I'll just quickly press down if I can. It's like, doesn't want to sit there. Press down. There we go. And this really came up in the cutter. It really raised up pretty big for me. So I have a nice rounded kind of heart when I cut that thing out. So I took my blade because it didn't quite come out flush, or it didn't come out where I had some little extra clay around the edges. So I'm just using my blade to kind of clean it up and push it in to make those edges nice and fine. So now I have these pieces all together, and I want to go ahead and I'm just going to add in a few rhinestones into these pieces so that, yeah, give it a little bit of flash, something fun. The other reason I like to use rhinestones is because sometimes when I do Natashas, maybe my center isn't very interesting. And for those who are new at doing Natashas, you're like, okay, maybe I can flash this up or make this a little bit better. And so putting a rhinestone in here and there can really make it nice. You can also see I use them on the sides. So you can have a lot of fun making these real flashy and real fun. So here I have the 4 examples of where I tried to dome the Natashas. And then we have the other examples here of Natashas I did with the hearts and then that blue piece. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I hope you will like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. And as always, sending out my biggest hugs to you all. Have a great day.